He said, "I'm not self-made. Everything I am today is because of them, bro. Bruh, I like Jalen Milroe, man. Even though he played for Alabama, I'm like, bro, I like this dude. I like this dude, man. That's a humbling. That's a humbling statement right there. That's a young man that knows that he couldn't do it on his own. He knows that his mom, his dad, his granddaddy, his auntie, there's a lot of people that picked him up from school, from practice to get him to and from his high school. Make sure he can get to all these camps and spent money and invested time, energy, and resources to get him to this stage right here. And for him to leave a bar like that, I'm not self-made. I'm not self-made, but that's the ultimate compliment, bro. That's the ultimate team player right there. Okay, mean anything he does in life, anything Jalen Milroe does for the Alabama football team, he's gonna give that credit to his offensive line, his running back for picking up that blitz, his receiver for getting into the right lanes, for running his route the right way. He's not gonna take all the credit for it. He gonna let them get the shine. Bro, that was a freaking bar right to Jalen Milroe, bro. Where you been at my whole life? God damn, you need to come to Georgia, man. For real, forget all that. Jalen Milroe's Rose Bowl press conference. Let's get it.
So we just talked to your OC, pretty impressive at 31 years old, just to be a mentor to you. What have you seen so far
Ooh, that's pretty young for OC at Bama. Let's get it.
this year with the ups and downs, obviously we talked about, but to have Tommy there throughout it all?
It's been really great, especially with who he is, with his background. He's the first OC I've had that played the quarterback position, and so I see football in the lenses of him because he played at a high level, and to play at Notre Dame at a high level, to have a coaching experience, it's been really great. For me, all I try to do is grow, and he did a really good job with my development and helping me out and pushing me in the right direction to be successful. And so, I take a lot of pride with wearing the A, but also being coached by him because it's been really great, because, beyond football, it's just him as a person. It's been really, really, really good for me, and I've really benefited with having Coach Reese here.
Hey, man, let me ask y'all a question. How beneficial do you believe it to be for a position or a quarterback to have a OC coordinator that played that position as well? Do you think that has any real bearing on how that quarterback or that player performs? So do you think O lineman will perform better with the O line coach at his OC, running back coach that's the OC? Let me know what y'all think. Let's keep it going.
He played in a place where quarterbacks under an intense amount of pressure. I mean, I imagine you guys have a lot to talk about. And it was, 8 years ago that he was doing it?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Experience is the best teacher, and with playing at a high level, he has a lot of information that he had with playing a position. And so for me, I just try to be a sponge for all information. And, he has a lot of things that he's been through. And then the biggest thing he can do and what I can do is learn from him because he's played at a high level, played against great teams. And so for me, it's just a great thing to have because I'm able to learn.
Jalen, how does not watching specific individual film maybe help protect you guys from potential sign stealing for Michigan?
No, I'm preparing. I've been watching tape. I've been watching as much tape as possible, trying to gather everything and trying to be as much prepared as possible for this game because for me, I just try to be prepared for all outcomes in this game.
In the past, how much have you watched at home compared to having to watch it now in the facility?
I think for me, I try to prepare the same way, no matter the circumstance, no matter where we're at. We can be in Alaska, I still watch the same tape as I'm doing right now. So for me, I just try to prepare as much as possible and watch tape.
Give us your analysis of Michigan's defense.
Yeah, really good group. We have a veteran core in the box that played a lot of football together. You can tell with watching the tape how physical they are, and they do a lot of stunts and twists up front, and so that is something that we have to prepare for to be effective in this game. They're going to throw a lot at the quarterback, and there's a reason why they're undefeated. There's a reason why they're statistically at a ranked in high regard of what they do, and so it's evident when we watch the tape. So it's a hard task for us, and so we have to prepare the right way because they have a good group in Michigan.
Jalen, can you talk about the relationship between you and Isaiah Bond? He's really stepped up as one of your go-to guys, especially down the stretch here, and just how much trust you have in him. in him to make plays.
Yeah, no doubt. I have a lot of trust in him. And what it came from was the offseason. That is something that people miss because that is something that is done behind the scenes. And, all the work that was done in the dark, it's all coming out in the light. And it's shining really bright. And so, to talk about our offseason, man, he's did a really good job just getting to where he's at right now. And all he's tried to do is grow as much as possible as a receiver, and he's leading effectively with other guys in the room. So I'm proud of Isaiah, of the development that he's made, and, he's a key resource for our offense to keep growing.
Jalen, when teams spy you, how do you attack that?
Yeah. I hope teams inspire me so I can throw the ball. So that's my job, is be a point guard with the football and get it to our playmakers. So that's something that teams want to do to stop me with my legs. But I came here to throw the ball, so I'm okay with that.
Oh my God, these questions are awful. What are you going to do if somebody spies against you? I'm going to run my freaking play. Like, what? What you want me to do? I mean, a spy don't really do nothing to me. It's one less person that's going to. These questions are terrible. Jalen, you deserve much better than this, my boy. These are some terrible questions.
Jalen, do you ever take a moment to think if 4th and 31 doesn't happen, you're not sitting here right now, and does that moment and that kind of play that's going to be defined through your career for generations kind of creep into your mind and think of just how crazy that was, why we're sitting here at the moment?
Well, I went home for the holidays, and that's all I heard. Being around family. What was going through your mind in that play? I said, man, you got to be there. No, but, that was a great play. Great thing that I always remember, playing quarterback. And so now I just got to flip the page on that, but we can talk about it at the end of the season, how great that play was.
If you guys are going to have Jace coming back, I know Coach Saban gave an optimistic update. He probably doesn't get as much credit as some feature backs that Alabama's had in the past. What does he do kind of away from the scenes that really accentuates how valuable he is to your offense?
Yeah, 100%. One thing that Jace has that allow him to be a great player is his toughness. That's something that you have to have as a football player, and he shows that to his teammates, with everything, his grind, his purpose, everything that goes to him. He has great mental toughness, and, he's a key element for us because of how hard he runs the football, and just all the areas he can be for us on offense, for us. So, to have him part of our offense is something that we need, and it's something that is going to be key for us.
Jalen, link has been a thing, obviously, that you're branding all year, and adversity and doubting people when they thought that maybe Alabama was going to win the game. The game against Georgia, a lot of people had Georgia winning that game. How does that help going into this game against Michigan, beating a team like Georgia, who could be one of the better teams if they were in the playoffs still?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with our team was worrying about us. What are some things that we can do to be the best version of ourselves, best team we can be, and that is something that we've done a really good job at. It's really about what about us, and what are some things that internally that we can do, and everything will come out on Saturday. But the biggest thing is within the week, working hard, mastering the game plan, physically being in shape, mentally, getting in the playbook, studying film. And so I think we do a really good job with how we prepare. And with anything, you got to embrace hard. It's been a grind playing the SEC schedule with the opponents we had to play, our strength of schedule, and then playing a tough opponent in Atlanta, in Georgia. That's the biggest thing. So you have to embrace hard, and then also go through adversity, because it's only going to make you stronger. And so with everything, you can see it as a learning experience, and you can see it as an opportunity to grow as a football team.
Speaking on Alabama's strength of schedule, I think they were like top 5. And only lost one game and beat Georgia on like a 29 winning streak. Like, you gotta tip your hats off to Bama, man. To pull that off, and the season they had, and the schedule they had, and to cap it off at the SEC championship like they did. As a Georgia fan, I hate y'all, but at the same time, man, I gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Jalen, what's it been like seeing the Link brand take off? Because I guess even with NIL, I guess it's going to be a pop-up store in Pasadena for a couple days and kind of taking it on the road with you.
Yeah, 100%. Like I touched on yesterday, Link has a bigger meaning than football, and so this can carry on with people in life and then also with people in sports. So to see that it's growing in this regard is a great thing, because I would love for everyone to really acknowledge what length means and what all goes into length. So it's a great thing to see that it's growing and moving in the right direction for sure.
What's it like when you see people wearing those shirts?
It's awesome. It's just like, hearing positive things about your name, positive things about you, And so to see that, people wearing it and seeing people, liking the brand, it's a great thing, and it's something that, that makes me and Terrion and our teammates, because that is something that is a part of our program. So it's definitely something to be happy about.
These questions are terrible, man. Like, I haven't heard a good question yet, man. Nobody cares about Georgia right now. Ask this man about what we doing to prepare for this game. Like, what are we doing in the game? Like, let's talk about the next game. We're not worried about Georgia, man. We're not worried about NIL money, man. What is this?
On the brand, you sent care packages to former Alabama players. Just for example, Mac Wilson in New England is wearing it this morning. Just talk about that brotherhood of the alumni, that you guys still talk to each other and that they have your back, even though they're playing on Sundays for millions of dollars.
100%. Within our program, we have a Bama frat. It's called B-Psi Phi. And so, with him, I wasn't his teammate, but we're considered brothers just of wearing the A, and then the special connection that we have with when he comes to the facility, and him being caring about the program, and him just supporting our team. So we just know that, we have a great support system beyond our our building. Just when they leave and are considered an alumni, we have a great following behind us. So, to see him, wear the length, that's an awesome thing, and I like that a lot.
When you look at the back at the beginning of the season, what areas of your game do you feel like you've grown the most since then?
Thank you. Finally, a good question. Jalen Milroe, what areas of the game have you grown the most? Thank you.
I think embracing hard. Playing this position, playing at a high level, you have to be able to embrace hard. You have to be able to put yourself in situations where you're okay with being uncomfortable, being uncomfortable. So I think that's something that separates quarterbacks from being great and good, is that right there. And so that's the biggest thing I try to do, is learn as much as possible and really surround myself with people that are willing to uplift me and not bring me down. So that's the biggest thing. And I got to applaud our coaching staff, because they're doing a really good job with me, putting me in situations to be successful. And so I have a great support system around me, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Jalen, I know you were joking about waiting until after the season to look back at big plays with 32 SC championship, but what is that emotion like to describe to somebody that hasn't gone through it? Is it a rush of joy? Is it shock?
Bro, I mean, who let these people in the media room, man? Like, oh my God, bro.
Or what is it?
Yeah, with playing football, there's gonna be ups and downs. There's a lot of things that go on while you're playing the game, And one thing you can be is appreciative to be able to play the game and be able to play in SEC. And then also, I'm very appreciative to play the position, very appreciative to be a part of this team. And so with that, I'm learning, to embrace the roles of making explosive plays, making plays. And the biggest thing for me is just continuously grow, keep the main thing, and then try to, keep making great plays. And that comes from preparing the right way, and also just leaning on my coaching staff, because they're going to put me in a situation to continuously to grow and be the best version I can be.
You feel all that directly in the moment? You let the ball go and you're just appreciative of having the big chance to play, or like when you're actually throwing that?
Bro, who is this dude? Can y'all get him out the media room? Because I think he asking all the crazy questions. Like, dude, nobody cares about that.
That ball and you see it come down in the end zone caught. What is the adrenaline rush in that sense? Like,
well, before you touch foot in college, you dream of moments like that. We can be able to play Division I. I remember, growing up, playing youth ball, and they had these hats they were selling at the Cowboy Stadium. We had a 7-on-7 tournament there, and then in a bucket they had D1 bound hats. And I rushed over there, after the tournament, and asked my dad and mom, can they buy me one of them D1 bound hats? So now look where we're at, and now I'm able to proudly say I'm a D1 quarterback, So it's definitely something to be blessed about, be something to be appreciative of, and it's something that I take a lot of pride in, being able to play quarterback and play at Alabama.
I like Jalen. Jalen is a just watching this, even though he's getting some stupid questions, he's answering them very well. And the main words that's ringing throughout this interview, this press conference, I should say, is he is appreciative. Like he said that word 1,000 times in 10 minutes. Like he's appreciative. He appreciates just being here at this stage. He's appreciative of being a D1 quarterback. He's appreciative of that, man, because a lot of people counted him out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people tried to move in the running back, move in the receiver, because he's just so physically gifted. Like, man, we're just gonna put you in the slot, let you play some safety or something like that. But he said, no, I'm a quarterback. I'm a D1 quarterback. I'm a D1 quarterback in the SEC. I'm a D1 quarterback at the Alabama. So I like Jalen, man. Like I really do. Even though he's a Bama boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Georgia. I'm a Georgia boy, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, I love this interview, even though he's getting some stupid questions. Let's go.
I want to ask you about, you talk about when you were younger growing up as a quarterback. It seems like when people ask you about like the spy and stuff, you take credit in your passing game. And there's been people that have said stuff, oh, he's a run first, but you want to prove them wrong. What is their advice to a younger quarterback that's saying, oh, that guy's going to be a running back, that guy's going to be a dual threat, that, you know, you've learned that you're a pocket guy and you proved it?
Yeah.
I just said that. And I like this reporter because he's like me. I guess he's listening to these questions being asked. Like, why are you asking the man about a spy and a spy and film study and blah 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 blah, like a drilling rush and blah blah blah. Well, nobody want to hear about that. You ain't asking them other quarterbacks in the college football playoffs those questions. You're not doing that. So I like this question. Let's see what advice Jalen gives to a young quarterback that looks like him and has his skill set, but wants to be a D1 quarterback and a D1 quarterback at Alabama. Let's go.
Then the biggest thing you have to have is belief in yourself. Believe in yourself and really beat on your craft and acknowledging that life is hard. You know, it's going to come with a lot of things that goes on, but the biggest thing you have to have is be truthful of yourself and also have the right support system around you. And that is something that I truly take pride in because I have the right people around me growing up to get me to where I'm at today. And, you know, my dad and I, that is something that we try to do as much as possible. To be in this situation is try to grow as much as possible and, you know, physically throw as much as possible and, you know, push me in the right direction to where I'm now.
Was there a moment?
Main thing he said there that resonated with me is believe in yourself. And I think it was the first thing he said. Why does that resonate so much with me for a quarterback that looks like him? Because throughout your career, from Pee Wee all the way up to if you're so fortunate to play at the college level, at any level, people gonna try to move you to receiver or cornerback or linebacker. You 6'2", 215. I can play you anywhere. You fast, you run, you probably hit hard. You know what I'm saying? People gonna play you wherever you want. And one of my main teachings on Twitter, especially the quarterbacks, if you are a quarterback / anything, you're not a quarterback. Because as soon as you get to college, they're gonna take that quarterback part off and put you on the /. So if you're a quarterback / anything in high school, you're gonna be that / in college. So you're gonna be that safety, that linebacker, that running back, that receiver, whatever that / is, that's what you're gonna be in college. So if you're truly not a quarterback, you're gonna be moved. But it started with believing in yourself. Similar to Lamar Jackson, he had similar critiques from him of him, stating that he's a receiver, blah blah blah, and blah 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 blah. But Lamar still affirmed that, hey, I am a quarterback. Let's go.
Where someone wanted you to play a different position or something, and you kind of said no, I'm a quarterback.
Shoot,
I just said that
all my life, even when I was in college. Shoot, my own offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, told me I shouldn't play quarterback.
Oh. Bill O'Brien? What? The same Bill O'Brien that traded DeAndre Hopkins for a pack of Skittles? Where is Bill O'Brien right now? Like, Bill O'Brien? Bill O'Brien is probably the worst head coach, coordinator, whatever you want to call it, to ever. I don't even know how he keeps getting hired. Like, how does Bill O'Brien keep finding work? He's clearly not a talent evaluator. He clearly doesn't know how to project out player skill sets and he definitely doesn't know how to cater an offense around a quarterback. He's terrible with player relationship. I don't know what happened with him and DeAndre Hopkins in Texas, but Bill O'Brien, bro, come on, dog, come on, man, what we talking about?
So, there's a lot of things I can, have motivation on, and that is something I have motivation from.
Jalen, there was a viral video that kind of went around of Michigan's watch party kind of moaning and groaning when they found out they were playing you and not Florida State. Is that the ultimate sign of respect? And ultimately, what was your reaction to watching that video?
I didn't even see the video.
Ooh, I like that. He probably did see it, but I like that response.
But, I understand I understand their reaction because it's a hard task playing Alabama, and with the head coach that we have here, Coach Saban, he's going to put us in situations to be successful in a game, so I can understand their reaction.
I needed somebody to follow up on this Bill O'Brien question because it's so much that needs to be asked about that and fleshed out. Somebody need to follow up on this.
Jalen, apologies if you were asked this already, but some of your teammates talked about how you've had to change how you watch film with Michigan, the sightseeing scandal, and how you can't take film home. How has that affected you?
No, it ain't really affect me. I'm going to find a way to work, you know what I'm saying? So, I've still been watching tape. I'm still been trying to prepare the right way, prepare for this game as much as possible because that is something that's going to allow us to be successful with the right preparation. So I've been still preparing the right way.
Have you been able to watch kind of the same amount of film as you?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've still been watching tape.
Jalen, what's allowed you and Coach Reese to connect so quickly? Because I know you mentioned Coach O'Brien before, but just the connection with him in his first year.
Ooh, is it the follow-up question I'm looking for? Let's see.
One thing, trust. That's the biggest thing, trusting that he has my back, trusting I have his back, and that is something that we've grown throughout the season, and it's constantly growing, and that is something that's allowing us to be where we're at right now, just a trust factor, and then for me, just trying to learn as much as possible because who he is and what he's been around. He has a lot of information I can soak up and grow as much as possible.
Was there a conversation?
Hey man, y'all gonna if you new to this channel, one, go ahead and subscribe. Two, one thing I cover a lot here, you're gonna hear me say this a lot. I need to put on the dang t-shirt, is relationships matter, man. Like, no matter where you go in life, relationships matter. Relationships matter, man. Like, the bonds you forge with different men, with different women, will carry you a lot further in this life, man. Will carry you a lot further in your profession. Will carry you a lot further in your relationships. So, for him to say that, trust, the first word he said was trust. Trust, trust, trust. So clearly he didn't have trust with Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien. But relationships do matter. And especially in a football like sports where it's so highly emotional, a lot of emotion, it's like a powder keg on game day. There's so many emotions flying and throughout the game that you have to be able to lean on those brothers, whether they're your coaches, whether they're your teammates, whether they're your O-line, whether it's your freshman left tackle that just got whooped. Your relationship with that left tackle is going to pull him through that game, and you're going to pick him back up, and he's going to give you that block that you need to throw that pass. So let's keep it going.
During the preseason or during the season where you knew that he had your back?
If I'm on the field, I know he has full trust in me. It wasn't a certain situation. It was just more, just knowing that the ball's in my court and I had full control of the vehicle and with leading the offense, and so that was something that and then also just with leading the offense and what goes on with the preparation, stuff like that, and just when we communicate and stuff like that, it just all goes into the game plan and some things that we see and both see. So we're both clicking together.
And I think that OC, quarterback coach, quarterback relationship, a lot of that stuff happens in the film room when it's just them two or them and the quarterbacks on the team. A lot of that stuff, that trust is built in the film room. We going through picking the plays we want to run, plays we like, we don't like. What's your opinion on this route concept? What about when we get in this look? What are you comfortable throwing? So that's where those relationships and that comfort and that trust comes in, because that OC is going to know. And when it's 3rd and 10, and we got down 4, we got a 3 backers, and we got a cover 2 shell, that this quarterback wants to go here with it. So he's gonna have a bunch of plays just for Jalen. All right, these are Jalen plays. All right, so he's know that he's gonna send some plays down to the field that I'm comfortable with in this situation to get the job done. So that's what that trust is built in that film room and install, taking stuff out to play. Let's keep it rolling.
What was your reaction to Bill O'Brien telling you that you shouldn't play quarterback? Do you remember how you felt when he said that?
How would you
Ooh.
feel if I told you you suck?
Probably wouldn't like it.
Okay then, so that's exactly how I felt, you know what I'm saying? So like, biggest thing for me, be true to myself and, you know, stay the same. You know, nothing changed about me. Only thing that changed me was I had the opportunity and I seized it. And so for me, you know, the biggest thing was just stay true to myself and, you know, I had a bigger purpose than anyone's opinion.
Is there a position he wanted you to play or said you should be this position or that position, or do you just...
I mean, he told me a bunch of business I could have switched to, but look where I'm at right now. So, you know what I'm saying? So who gets the last laugh?
Dang, Bill, you get destroyed right now. God dang, bro. First you trade DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of Skittle. You told a Heisman candidate quarterback that he shouldn't have played quarterback. I think you was the one that was leaking all that stuff about Lamar Jackson while he was getting it during his draft process. Now that I think about it, talking about he's a receiver, the anonymous AFC exec says that Lamar is a receiver. You probably was the one that did all that, bro. Dang, bro. God dang, Jalen, you have to. He lined you up on that one, Bill. I ain't gonna even lie to you. He lined you straight up and hit you right between the eyes. God dang.
Jalen, you're the starting quarterback for Alabama in the Rose Bowl game. Kind of get a lot of immediate attention. What's one question you wish the media would ask you?
Sure, I got one statement I would say. You know, my younger self would be truly proud of where I'm at today, because not so many people get this opportunity to play in the Rose Bowl. Because I grew up, you know, watching the Rose Bowl, we're seeing many historic games. So now to have a first-hand experience of playing in the Rose Bowl is a true blessing and something that I'm very appreciative of and something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So I'm definitely going to be appreciative of where I'm at. You know, I know that we have unfinished business here in California, but it's also something to be appreciative of.
Jalen, you've got an extended family. We met some of those in Georgia, a big group that came and supported you. Talk about their role, your parents, your uncles, aunts that have supported you through this journey.
100%. You know, something I don't believe in is self-made. I'm not self-made at all. You know, it took a whole village to get me to where I'm at right now. And you know, my support system uplifted me along this journey, and they truly got me to where I'm at right now. So, you know, I love them to death because without them, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in right now. And, you know, to soak up experiences like that and be able to see them at the game because they knew all what it took to get to where I'm at. And so, you know, that's something that I cherish forever is the relationship I have with my family.
Bruh, y'all don't know how bad I wanted to hit this pause button. When he said I'm not self-made, everything I am today is because of them, bruh. I like Jalen Milroe, man. Even though he played for Alabama, like, bro, I like this dude. Man. That's a humbling statement right there. That's a young man that knows that he couldn't do it on his own. He knows that his mom, his dad, his granddaddy, his auntie, there's a lot of people that picked him up from school, from practice to get him to and from his high school, make sure he can get to all these camps and spent money and invested time, energy, and resources to get him to this stage right here. And for him to leave a bar like that, I'm not self-made, but that's the ultimate compliment, bro. That's the ultimate team player right there. Okay, I mean, anything he does in life, anything Jalen Milroe does for the Alabama football team, he's going to give that credit to his offensive line, his running back for picking up that blitz, his receiver for getting into the right lanes, for running his route the right way. He's not going to take all the credit for it. He's going to let them get the shine. Bro, that was a freaking bar right there. Jalen Milroe, bro. Where you been at my whole life? God damn, you need to come to Georgia, man, for real. Forget all that.
Is there a Rose Bowl game or memory that sticks out to you?
Especially the Alabama-Texas game for sure, you know, because I wore the A. And then we have a Alabama player that's a part of our staff, and Josh Chapman. So he talked about the game and what all that took place throughout that game. And the preparation and being in California and all that stuff. So I do, have some knowledge of the game, and just having him there, it's always great to hear his stories.
Marvin Harrison said that Michigan threw coverages at him that he's never seen before. I talked to Rod Moore not too long ago. He said that he feels confident that Michigan will give you guys some stuff that maybe you haven't seen or that they'll be able to execute. You said yesterday that you feel the SEC has prepared you well for these kinds of games. Is there anything you've seen on film that you feel real confident against Michigan and their hidden coverages?
Before he speaks, I want to say this. It's easier to guard against a single receiver than it is to prepare for a quarterback, because you can bracket coverage and do a lot of stuff around Marvin Harrison to kind of affect him. The quarterback, you're gonna have to blitz, and you're gonna have coverage. You gotta do a lot more to get to. If your quarterback is your key player, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a lot harder. And usually where you gotta send pressure right up the middle. But with Jalen Milroe, if you miss, he's gonna jump out the window on you, and he gone to the house. So you gotta be careful with pressure. You gotta be careful with spots, because he actually can throw the football better than people believe he can. So he can dice you up too that way as well. Plus they got the receivers and stuff. So go.
They haven't shown anything I haven't seen all year. You know what I'm saying? Like playing in SC, like I see a bunch of complex defense and played against tough opponents, stuff like that. So honestly, I can say playing in SC has prepared me for games like this and prepared me for all situations. And so the biggest thing for me is be prepared as much as possible, continuously watch tape, continuously build off the game plan and learn as much as possible. And I have full faith in Coach Reese to put me in position just off of our game planning and what it all goes through when it came to preparing for this opponent.
If you're tired of these overpriced recruiting services, come holler at your favorite coach at blindsidepro.com. Fill out my questionnaire. If I like what I see, I'm gonna hit you up on Twitter. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm out.